So yeah, we were talking about the course roadmap over here. Okay, so I'm just gonna go through it quick. Basically, at the
Okay.
starting, you're gonna get a vague idea on what Auth0 does, and just basic introduction on all those things. That's what's gonna happen today. What are applications? What are the main things? Connectors, all those things. And after that, what are the core building blocks? Like what makes Auth0 it is, and why we are using those things. Okay. So that's going to be on the session two. That's one we'll be handling it one day at a time. So each session will be handled one per day. Okay. And the
Okay.
session three goes with the universal login and authentication flows, how the architecture works on our Auth0. Okay. And then user management and security. How are we managing the customers? I mean, Auth0 is a CIM, right? So each
Yes.
customer, how we are going to be managing. Okay. That's how what we'll be doing in session four. And after that, you know what's RBAC and ABAC, right? Role-based access control and attribute-based access control, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so over here, mostly it's going to be role-based. Okay, so that's why how authorization is happening in Auth0, and how we are in this section is where we'll be handling the OIDC. Okay, OIDC as well as OAuth 2.0 in the session 5 over there. So we'll extend session 5 a bit so that we can cover those topics as well. Is that fine?
Okay, sir.
Okay. Then at the last theory session is going to be extensibility. Okay. So in that, it's just actions and rules, mostly how rules are being set and what are the actions for each rule. So it's just a basic logic thing. You don't have to worry much about it. Okay. So right now, just you go look into it. This is how we're going to be planning our session. Okay. And by the end of the day, and then our theory lab sessions will start. We'll try to create a trial account. Okay. By the day six or day five. Okay. And we'll get access to most of the things. Okay. Give me sort of like a confirmation that you were listening. Okay.
Yeah.
So in between when I'm saying or something, just say yes or something like that. So
Yeah.
that we
Sure. Sure.
keep
Sure.
on having a conversation.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So after
Definitely.
session six, we're going to be starting our labs. All right. Hands-on will
Yeah.
be starting. Basic dashboard tutorials, how we do customization, and API connection. We'll be using Postman for that. And that's where we'll work with hands-on on OIDC and OAuth 2.0. Okay.
Mhm.
And branding
Okay,
actions and
sir.
MFA,
Okay.
how MFA will be setting, then how are we going to brand it? That's basically customization of your tenant. Okay. That's it. And
Mhm.
capstone assessment, that
Okay.
time we'll just ensure that a counseling or some sort of a session is done where you could evaluate yourself. Over here, I'll be giving you a use case. You
Mhm.
just have to figure it out. So let's move on with our first thing. Okay, throughout this course, in order to make it easy for you, we are going to be
Mhm.
deriving a use case called QuickBite. So QuickBite, what actually is a similar platform like Swiggy and Zomato. So
Mhm.
what it has, so QuickBite access application has a customer website just like Swiggy, has a mobile application and a delivery partner app for delivery boys, in order to manage that, and a restaurant portal that's for the restaurant people, and the admin portal and the payment service like Stripe or this Razorpay or something like that. Okay,
Mhm.
so this QuickBite use case we are going to be solving through Auth0. Okay. While we learn Auth0, we are going to relate every example to this QuickBite so that you get to know, okay, this is how it works. That's why I'm
Mhm.
giving this example over here. Is that fine?
Yes, sir. Fine.
Okay. And what does QuickBite wants over here? They need customers to sign up quickly, should support Google login. Means that sign up with Google one option is there, right?
Mhm. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that should also be enabled in there. And then secure APIs, meaning that all the API calls that have been done should be secure. Okay, we should be securing
Mhm.
that. It shouldn't be it should be encrypted. All those things. And separate customer and employee access. We should be having a CIAM over here. Mostly we'll be focusing on the customer environment over here. Okay,
Mhm.
employer
Okay.
access it will be done by Okta, but we'll also go through it little by little. Okay.
Okay.
And then protect sensitive operations, same. Like that just literal meaning itself. Then scale to millions of users. How we are gonna ensure scalability is present with Auth0 so that even though the number of users get increased, the tenant is able to scale itself so that they can handle this much of load. Okay.
Mhm.
Hope I mean is this spacing fine?
Yes, sir.
Like
Fine,
you're
sir.
able to
But
understand, right? Yeah.
yes, sir. I have a small question.
Sure.
So, uh, Auth0 is a tool which will manage all the customers in an application, right, sir?
Yeah, we are gonna be managing those. Yes, their login accounts, their codes, everything around. Yeah.
Okay, so their logins and what else it will manage, sir? Auth0?
So, see, that's what we are here to learn, right? That's why so
Yeah.
starting itself, I can't give you the entire certificate of this or zero, right? So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
how we are going to be handling these customers? What are we going to handle these customers? Like, what things of the customers we are going to be handling? All those things we are
Mm.
going to be learning. Okay, that's the
Okay, okay.
main purpose of the course, right? That's why I'm like presenting an application over here so that you understand how we are going to go through
Yes,
this.
yes.
Okay. Over here,
So
we'll
far it's
understand
clear,
how
sir.
how we are able to manage the customers as well as the employees itself, and what are we going to use.
Mm.
All those things we'll be learning. All right.
Okay. Yes.
Now this over here, it's what this basically is that. So what this actually says is that what are the security problems this tool has. Okay.
Mm. Mm.
So, meaning we just created it, right? And what sort of authentication challenges they have, like how will customers create accounts? Can users sign in
Mm.
using Google? So, all those things, you can see the questions over here, right? How are we going to
Yes, yes.
manage this? So,
Mm.
all these questions we're going to be answering using Auth0. All these things
Mm.
are going to be managed using Auth0. From starting
Okay.
on with how the users log in, and how the restaurant owners manage that, and how each delivery is being assigned to the deliveries, I mean delivery partner as well. Like all things
Mm.
come under one chain flow. Okay? So these are the
Mm.
security challenges that place. Like I just go through this. I don't know. I don't want you to note down or something. After reading, you'll get to know what we are dealing with. Okay. So what are the
Mm.
things
Mm.
we have to solve using Auth0 as well. Okay.
Okay. So all these
So
problems Auth0 will handle, right?
yeah, we are gonna be solving all these things utilizing Auth0 the most. Okay. So I
Okay.
would really want to ask something like if you are building all this or you have built authentication features or something like that, have you?
What, sir? Authentication?
Like authentication features, such as let's say you are creating a login, I mean login
Mm.
page, okay, login sign up page or
Mm.
something. What sort of
Okay.
problems do you think you will face? Like what are the general problems you think you will face?
Like as I have gone through this slide, I came, generally the customers will face like a login using Google issues, like facing issues with the Google APIs or email
Okay.
or
Yeah, Google
using the
login
phone
issue.
number.
Yeah, that, we can say
Yes,
that as a point. Google login issue is a point. What else?
Google,
What other issues
Google
can people face when they are logging in? Suppose you are logging
when
into a Swiggy account. What sort of
hmm,
like problems can you face?
forgetting the password
Yes, exactly. Anything else?
and OTP coming very late, like uh,
Yeah, true.
getting OTP very late.
Exactly. Perfect.
and
Perfect.
and also like
Yeah, anything else? Yeah, that I mean these are totally fine. Email verification code won't happen. When you're trying to, reset your password, sometimes that wouldn't happen as well. So
yes, correct.
what I'm trying to get to know is that identity, like we both are in the field of identity, it's so much
Hmm.
harder than people normally think it is. Don't you get it?
Hmm.
So all these
Hmm.
things just for one particular user we have to manage. Suppose an
Hmm.
application is being used by hundreds of millions of users. Or for
Hmm.
all users, it should be scalable, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's the use case over here. Okay.
Hmm.
Now moving on with the next one. Now this is just basic, like what is identity and access management. What do you think? What is identity? What is access? And what does it mean by access management? What's your idea? I mean, what's your outlook on it?
Yeah, actually identity is a digital representation of a person inside an organization, like
Okay.
all the details about an employee, like his
Yes.
email, his manager, his full name, phone number, address, everything comes under this identity.
Okay.
And
What about access management?
access management means after the employee is authenticated, to which departments or to which rooms he is able to access. He's
Okay,
allowed to.
perfect,
So, so
perfect, perfect.
what all tools he is allowed
Exactly.
to use.
Yes,
So
yes, yes.
that comes under
Based
the
on
access.
his identity, based on his identity, what he's supposed to access and what he's not supposed to access, right?
Correct, correct, sir.
Yeah. So over here, as you can see in the slide, we have two other concepts as well. What is authentication and authorization as well? Okay, so it's
Okay.
quite ironic for me because when I was trying to get into corporate in my interview, this was the first question that they asked for me. Like, what do you mean by authorization and authentication? Like, how do you
The
differ it?
most, yeah, the most confusing words. These
Exactly.
two.
Some people just, tend to like twist it around as well. So basically,
Yes.
authentication, like, what do you think? Authentication means whether that person is him who he says. He is. Suppose your
Yep.
name is Pawan. So I want to
Yep.
authenticate whether you are Pawan itself or you are not someone else. That's it.
Hmm. Yes.
Okay. So
So,
I don't want you to
when,
note down the theory or anything, but you understand what you're saying, right?
yes, sir, I understand this, sir. So
What about
authentication is like proving
authorization?
ourselves. Yes,
Okay,
it's like
authentication
proving
I've said,
ourselves.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, authentication I've said. So you will tell me what is authorization.
Authorization means what we are after proving ourselves, like what all access we are having.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. If we take this restaurant example, after getting into the restaurant, so we are
Yes.
not allowed into the kitchen, or we are not allowed into some private room of the manager.
Yes, because
So
you're customer. Yes.
yes, because we are a customer.
Yeah.
So that is authorization. So getting having access, having limited access.
Yes, yes, yes. So that's it. So I'm really glad that you've known these many things. I mean, this is the essence of IAM mostly. Simple words, if
Yeah.
someone asks, no, how it's like, how are you gonna explain to your grandma what IAM is and what do you do for living? Basically, that's
Okay.
the simplest way we can say it, right? So
Yes, sir.
that's just how it
Actually,
is.
I
Now
gave an
moving on.
interview. Yeah, I gave an
Yeah.
interview in TCS. The first question they asked me, the difference between authentication and authorization.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's quite the same for me as well. And I
Yes,
was
yes,
having
yes,
campus placements. The interview asked me this thing. Even though he was asking me other things as well, in between this question will be coming.
yes. The most confusing
So
topic.
exactly. So here it is. It's just a chart I made so that you understand it properly. What
Okay.
authentication does, it verifies the identity. Authentication
Mm-hmm.
happens first, and authorization happens after authentication. So that
Mm-hmm.
also people can ask, like, what happens first? What is the process that takes place first? Is it authentication or is it authorization? So what do you want to say?
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes, yes. Correct, sir.
We'll be saying authentication happens first, because the user will be verified, authenticated. After that, he'll be authorized. I mean, authorization happens on whether what control he has. So
Yes.
take a
First,
note on this. Like, yeah,
yes.
hello.
Yeah, sir. First,
Yeah,
authentication happens first. Next, authorization. Right, sir?
yes, done. Done. Okay, so here there is a small example for QuickBite as well, like customer login itself. So if the customer logs in, only thing he can do is place the order and pay for the order. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
He cannot manage the restaurants. He cannot manage the dishes that are present in the restaurant menu. He cannot,
Yes.
what to say, assign himself a delivery personnel as well. All those things he doesn't have access to. Okay,
Yes. Yes.
so that's what it does. So here, authentication comes that he's a valid customer. It's not
Hmm.
someone else. It's not someone
Yeah.
else pretending to be him. So that's it. Okay, moving on. Now, yeah, this is where we are going to move on with our Auth 0 other things. Okay.
Okay.
So what's the difference between CIAM and WIM, basically workforce IAM?
Sir,
Okay,
one small question, sir. Uh,
okay.
like, so, Auth 0 and CIAM, both are same, sir.
Auth 0 is a CIAM tool.
Sorry, I didn't get that. Can you come again?
Hello, hello. I mean, am I audible now?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, sir. Tell me.
Okay, so what I'm trying to say is,
Hmm.
Auth 0, right? Auth 0 is a CIAM tool, customer IAM tool. Okay,
Okay. Customer IAM
and
tool.
yeah, it's a CIAM. tools. Okay,
Okay.
meaning that it's a let's say it's a category.
Okay.
Tools are Auth 0 is among them.
Mm-hmm.
Auth 0 manages CIAM. That's okay.
Okay.
Auth 0 can be categorized as a CIAM tool, while Okta can be categorized as a workforce IAM tool. All right.
Okay. Workforce I am.
Okay.
Uh,
So you can see
okay.
from the examples itself how it differs. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes.
So CIAM basically means you manage the identities of your customers. Okay.
Okay. Mm.
So, example for Netflix, or for all of those people, they'll be managing their customers using their tool. That is
Mm-hmm.
mostly Auth 0 they'll be using. Okay. Then
Okay.
workforce IAM means you have your company. So the Netflix as a company of themselves, they have to manage their
Mm.
employees as well, right? In order to manage
Mm-hmm.
their employees, they'll be having a separate tool. That is Okta.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm.
Did you get the difference actually?
One small question, sir, here. What if an
Sure, sure.
organization has no customers? Like,
They'll be
let's take.
going with the workforce IAM.
Okay.
So,
Uh,
for example, I'm having a, let's say I'm having a finance institute or something. Okay.
mm, mm,
So
mm.
it has customers as a what do you say client based customers or something, not like users or something. So basically, the
Okay.
client will take appointment and he'll be consulting me and I'll be solving his problems. Okay. So for that, I'll be having a small database of the customer. That's it. I won't need a sophisticated CIM tool for that because I'm not handling millions of users. Okay. But
Okay. Okay.
my firm has a lot of employees with me. I have a lot of CAs, analysts, all these people under my team.
Hmm.
Then, right? I'll be using that is what I am, in which I'll be using management. Is that fine for you?
Yeah, sir. But your voice is little bit breaking, sir, in between. Restore is okay.
How is it now?
Uh,
Pawan, is it clear now?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Is it is clear now. So, sir, let us take an IT company, sir, like Infosys, Wipro, TCS, Tech Mahindra.
Okay.
So, in these
Yeah.
companies, there will be only employees, right, sir? There will be managers,
They,
there will be engineers, there will be HRs. So,
oh,
for that,
Pawan, I'll just stop you there. Okay. Let's stop you
okay,
there. What
okay,
are these Infosys companies working for? They'll be having clients. Isn't that
yeah,
so?
yeah, yes, correct. They'll be having
In
clients.
order to for Infosys, TCS, all these things are not a small firm. Have millions of clients with them, and each of the clients should be individually managed. So
Mm-hmm.
I'll say CIM should be required. Companies use them, some don't because they are not dealing.
Like
Yeah,
we were discussing about few organizations which are having
yes,
employees, and
yes,
also those MNCs will be dealing with different types of clients, right, sir?
yes, yes.
Hmm. Till here I understood, sir.
Okay, so what it is like you need to know the sweet spot. Okay, let's suppose one company has 5 million customers and just 100 employees. Okay,
Hmm. Hmm.
so if that's the case, then they should scale up their what first? Customer IAM first, right? You get it?
Okay.
If the company is having just like 1 million, 10 million customers or users, but is having
Hmm.
only 100 or 50 employees, then they
Okay.
shouldn't focus more on their workforce IAM tools. Okay,
Okay.
they should focus more on the customer IAM tool.
Hmm.
CIAM should be handled more. Okay, so if but
Okay.
if it's the opposite for mainstream MNCs and everything, then they'll be scaling it more for the workforce IAM tools because they need to handle the employees more. Do you get the
Hmm.
difference?
Yes, yes, yes. Got it.
So you could see the examples over here. Let's say for next Netflix. Netflix main focus is the consumers, right?
Yes,
Like
consumers.
they have their own company, all those things. That's there. But what their primary motive is the consumers. That's it. Same goes for
Hmm.
Swiggy, Zomato, Spotify, all those things. But when you go
Okay.
for the workforce IAM examples such as let's say Slack or Jira, it's basically used to manage your employees or your project group. or your team. That's why these are used, right?
Mm.
So over there, the users are not customers. The users are your employees or your teammates. That's why it's called
Mm.
workforce IAM over here. That's why customer IAM is different from that. Okay. And over here,
Oh,
Okta comes under workforce IAM and Auth 0 is our CIAM over here. Okay.
okay. Yeah. Understood, sir.
Okay. So
I
that's
understood.
it. So next, we're going to move on. What is Auth 0? Okay.
Okay.
So first line itself, Auth 0 is a customer identity and access management platform. Okay.
Mm.
Oh, sorry about that. Okay.
No problem, sir.
And
Yeah.
what does it provide? So what are we going to provide this quick byte with Okta? I mean, Auth 0. Or with Auth 0, what are you going to provide? You're going to give
Mm.
security to all their login attempts. You're going to provide an
Mm.
end-to-end user registration stuff and support with
Mm-hmm.
password reset as well. And
Okay.
multi-factor authentication can be enabled. Social login, such as using Google. Enterprise
Mm.
login, such as using your enterprise IDs. Like for example, if
Mm.
you're working for Infosys, Infosys is going to give you their own ID under or Dynamics 365 or
Mm.
Microsoft 365 or something, right? Then comes
Mm-hmm.
user management. Each individual identity should can be managed. And token issuance means that whenever a session has been created, these tokens can be regenerated for the user if there's having any sort of issues or all those things. These can be tracked. Okay. Then
Okay.
comes identity federation. What do you mean by identity federation? Like, what is it that you have heard about it?
Actually, I know about the word federation, sir, but federation is it's like a trust between two applications. See,
Yeah.
when we are signing into Facebook using Google, so
Okay.
without typing any password, just clicking on that sign in with Google button
Yes. Yes.
will
Yes. Yes.
help us to log into our
Exactly.
Facebook account.
Yes. That
That
means
is called
Facebook trusts the Google account that you created. I mean, the Google on trust it.
correct.
So that
Correct.
identity. Yeah. Good. Good. That's the exact thing. That's what I
Okay.
was trying to say. It's totally fine. I'm
Okay.
glad that you understood what that means. So why do we need Auth 0 over here? I'm gonna answer that question really simple. If you
Mm-hmm.
don't have utilize Auth 0 for all these things, okay, you will have
Mm-hmm.
to create manually an entire login and registration system. Think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Using code. Using code in the sense you're gonna manually type HTML with language here, all those things and all, and you have to create. You have to input this like API call should be made so that you create a system of your own. But there is an already pre-existing system that manages everything and also the users. So that's why we are using Auth 0 for it. Okay.
Okay. So if there is, let us suppose if there was no auth zero, then
Okay.
there will be no button which says sign in with Google or sign in
No, no,
with
no, 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 no,
Yahoo.
no, 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 no. That button we'll have to create manually. You have to create every one of these providers like secure login, user registration, all these things you have to create manually. Each
Hmm.
modules you have to create. Okay, that's the
Okay.
thing. So it's how before Auth 0, how everything is working that I'll tell you. Okay, we'll be
Okay.
moving forward with it, and and you'll get to know what happened after Auth 0 came and how it was before Auth 0, how things were working before that. Okay,
Okay.
so
That
okay,
what
yeah.
I did not clearly understand that identity federation, how auth zero manages it.
Okay. I'll give you a small example. Okay, our identity federation means the trust between, let's say, what to say. Suppose you are sending, what to say, sending a file or
Hmm.
a file to a friend of yours. Okay, he's in
Hmm.
a different part of city. You are in Hyderabad and he's in Mumbai. So
Hmm.
you can't go there and he can't come to you as well. So what do? You ask another friend of you, okay,
Hmm.
who is
Hmm.
going to Mumbai tomorrow, day after tomorrow. So you hand him over the file and tell him that don't open this file. It's really confidential. You are not
Hmm.
supposed to open that file. Okay. You
Hmm.
just have to
Hmm.
directly give it to him. So if
Hmm.
this identity federation is properly executed over here, this person, no, he wouldn't open the file and he would just directly give it to that person under this thing.
Okay.
It's the simplest layman term example. Okay. If there is no identity federation, okay, you won't be sending anything as well. And even though you're
Hmm.
sending, you won't post that guy because you know he'll look into the file. Okay.
Hmm.
This identity federation ensures that there's a trust. That trust is established. Let's say you're signing to Swiggy. There is an option called as signing with Google. So over here, Swiggy and Google over here has established a federation of trust in them, a secure
Hmm.
trust in them. Okay,
Hmm.
that's the concept of identity federation. And this
Okay.
linking can be done through Auth0. That's what I'm telling you. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
so you get
Okay.
what I'm trying to say, right? What is
Yeah.
identity federation as well?
Yes. 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 It's clear.
Okay. Now here it is. Here the difference between Auth0 and Okta. So what Auth0 does and what Okta does, just read it out and you'll get to know. Is that fine? I'll give you two
Yes.
minutes. Just go through this and you'll get to know what it is. It's
Yes, sir.
quite simple. Not
Yeah.
really big thing or something.
Yes, sir. In the previous slide only, we understood that Auth0 is a CIAM tool, and Okta works is for workflow
Okay.
management, right,
Okay.
sir?
So after this thing, we won't be speaking much about Okta. Okay. So before that, I want to ask you a question. Okay.
Yes, please.
So we have our organization. What is our organization? QuickBite, right?
Hmm.
That's our example organization. No? So suppose QuickBite has an HR portal. Okay,
Hmm.
where it
Hmm.
manages its workers and everything else. So this
Hmm.
HR portal, what do you say? This HR portal, which platform is more appropriate for this HR portal? Is it Okta or is it Auth0?
Okta, sir.
Yeah, that's it.
Because
Now I got to know you understand. That's
because HR portal manages all the employees in an organization,
yes,
not the clients or customers.
yes, exactly. So, but when you are going with the application and web application and everything, it will be Auth0. Hope that's clear. Now
Okay.
you can differentiate Okta and Auth0, right? If like let's say in your interview coming, people are like the person asks,
Yes, sir.
why are we not using Okta? Why are we using Auth0 over here? You'll get the answer for
Yes.
it, right?
Yes, sir. I'll be able to differentiate them.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. Now let's see where Auth0 fit. Like in the entire traditional IAM session, how Auth0 happens. Okay. So normally before traditional flow of logging attempts, okay. Well, let's say the application is trying to, like you're trying to log in. You're in the application and you're trying to log in. You have to build a login system first, okay? Then after that, you have to build a database that stores the password. You get what
Hmm.
I'm trying to say, right? When the user
Hmm.
is registering, you have to create that. Then you should also
Yeah.
like create a multi-factor authentication system, which can handle
Hmm.
that as well. Okay.
Hmm.
And after
Hmm.
that, each login should also be handled by a session. So session handling also
Hmm.
should be there. Okay. And
Hmm.
all these components, what do you have to do? You have to implement the security as well. You have to do encryptions on all the
Hmm.
like if the password is coming, you shouldn't store it as it is, right? You should encrypt first
Hmm.
and then store it. Right? So all these
Okay.
things should be set before normally when you're traditionally building an application. Okay. But what
Hmm.
happens right now with Okta is that
Hmm.
every middleman services you can remove all the
Hmm.
middleman services in which the user gets logged in and the identity
Hmm.
services that is getting that includes the MFA, password storing, session management, all these
Hmm.
things Auth0 is gonna handle.
Okay.
So what the application does is that application in between just calls Auth0 and tells him do all these things for me and make the user log in. Auth0 will do everything done.
Hmm.
But we need to set up Auth0. We need to set up Auth0 according to that application so that it works how we want it to work. Okay, is that
Okay.
fine?
Yes.
That's you can see from the flow diagram. Just note this flow diagram on, or take a screenshot or something. It will be handy for
Yeah.
you, like how the flow works. And then the top it comes the benefits. Like what's the benefit of using Auth0 over here? It's faster development, better security you're getting, and industry standards. Like after Auth0 came, it has become an industry standard as well. And
Hmm.
scalability, the more the number of users come, it doesn't matter. You can scale up your system as much as you can. And maintenance as well. Like once the system gets running, it doesn't get into unknown bugs or unknown errors or something unless you create it. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So hope that's clear then. We'll be moving on next slide. Okay,
Yes, please.
now what Auth0 architecture comes in? Okay, so what are the components of Auth0? What are the things that are going to be present over there? That's what we're going to move on with this. Okay. So first
Okay.
of all, Auth 0 comes of a tenant. Okay, tenant is your Auth 0 environment. Okay,
Okay.
so when you are
Oh,
creating an Auth 0 account, you will be asked to create a tenant, an environment, like it's like an ID or something, a platform or something. So for each tenant, you will be having your application as well. So I'll just explain it properly for you. So
so tenant is like an account, sir. Tenant is like an account.
no, Auth 0 is actually the account you're making. Inside that, you can create how many tenants you want. Okay, it's like an isolated environment. So let's say
Uh-huh.
it's like a server, you could say. In
Okay.
Minecraft or something.
Mm-hmm.
Do
So
you
it's
online games?
okay.
Hello, do you play any online games that I could relate to? Yeah, I'm asking, like, do you play any online games where you go out with your friends and or
In my
anything and all?
childhood, I
Hmm?
used to play, sir. In my childhood, I used to play, not now.
You don't play any video games right now.
Not right now. I don't have time actually to play. So in my childhood, I used to
Okay.
play.
Okay,
Yeah.
so okay, let's just remove that out because if you are playing PUBG or Call of Duty or something, there's a
Yeah,
room
but I
that you
have
create,
idea.
right?
Yeah, I have idea about that, sir.
Yeah, exactly.
So
So it's like a room that you create. You create a room, and inside that room, you can do anything you want. You can set up your own
okay.
game mode. You can set up your own players, how many players you want to join.
Yeah.
So BGMI over here is like Auth 0, and the individual rooms that you're creating is like a tenant. You get that?
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So
It's
in
like
that
a
tenant,
private space.
yes,
It's like a
exactly.
private environment. Okay.
Yes.